5 unexplained historical mysteries that experts cannot solve. Okay, I could solve them. I could solve them. Watch.
Scientists dedicate their lives to uncovering the weird and wonderful mysteries of our world. Sometimes this hard work pays off, and centuries-old mysteries finally have a conclusion.
Okay.
But it appears that not all mysteries are meant to be solved. Number 5. In October of 1954, Florence, Italy found itself at the center of one of the greatest historical mysteries of all time, when they were possibly visited by aliens. The events of that day have continued to baffle experts and residents, and remain highly debated and talked about to this day. On October 27, 1954, football fans filed into the stadium, and a buzz of excitement filled the air. Fans were getting ready to watch their team take on their opponent, and as the first whistle blew and the first kick was made, the fans knew they were in for an exciting game. Everyone in the stadium got far more than they bargained for, though.
Yeah,
As
aliens.
the first half went on, cheers and shouts erupted from the stands.
Wait, hold up. Is this meant to be the aliens, the UFOs?
With fans cheering on their side and celebrating goals. Then it was halftime. People buzzed around, grabbing refreshments and hastily making their way to their seats to enjoy the second half. Just as the whistle blew, the lively stadium fell silent. It wasn't just the fans who stopped either. The players looked up into the sky and saw something bizarre floating overhead. One player told the BBC, quote, "I remember everything from A to Z. It was something that looked like an egg that was moving slowly.
Well, maybe someone
Everyone
threw
was
an egg.
looking up, and also there was some glitter coming down from the sky. Silver glitter. Everyone stared into the sky as the bizarre object floated by. Whispers quickly began to spread around the stadium that what they were witnessing was a UFO, and the game—
Yeah, are they sure it's just not that big balloon that you get in America that you see in The Simpsons? Is it a blimp? The big balloon that floats, and maybe they was chucking glitter at. Are you sure you want that?
was quickly suspended. Other people reported seeing several objects in the sky that day, claiming that they were cigar-shaped and moving quickly. There were also UFO sightings reported across Tuscany too.
What, did we get invaded?
Had the people of Tuscany been visited by a UFO or several UFOs that day? Later, after the UFOs had passed, a white, fluffy substance was found on wood just outside of the city.
Cocaine.
Although scientists were unable to determine its origin. This only fueled speculation that Florence had been visited by aliens that brisk October day. Each year, as the anniversary approaches, those who were there remember and reflect on what they saw that day. Almost 68 years later, scientists are still trying to come up with an explanation for what happened. Do you think the people of Florence were visited by a UFO?
Weird.
Number 4.
Yeah,
Dion Rock has been a hot talking point for many centuries now, and despite hundreds of scientists and experts being called to examine it, we're still no closer to discovering the truth. The first recorded mention of the Dion Rock was in 1690, when John Danforth wrote about the mysterious rock that he discovered in Dighton, Massachusetts, in the Taunton River. This rock weighs 40 tons and is 5 feet high and 11 feet long, making it hard to miss. It's not the size that drew attention though, but the bizarre carvings and drawings that have been etched onto its surface. Danforth made a drawing of what he saw on the rocks. However, he failed to note the drawings on the lower half of the rock because it was submerged deep into the river. News quickly spread and people became incredibly interested in the rock. Everyone had their different ideas and theories as to who had created the rock.
Yo, unless the drawings literally solve the mystery of life in the universe itself, how is drawings on a rock mysterious?
And how it had ended up in the river. One theory was that the rock was a writing rock used by the Native Americans. Other people took this rock and its bizarre drawings as a sign that extraterrestrial life had visited Earth, leaving behind cryptic clues.
How?
Theories ranged from the Portuguese, Chinese, and Japanese being responsible as the years passed. Experts never came any closer to a definitive answer,
Bro, it's just a rock with drawings on. Anyone could do that.
While scientists and historians debated the origins of the rock drawings, nature took its course, eroding the rock away as it lay in the Taunton River. Each year, people would flock to Dion Rock, hoping to get a glimpse of the bizarre drawings and believing they may be able to crack the code. By 1963, the rock was officially removed from the river during a dam construction.
How is this a mystery, bro? Mate, people's been doing drawings on rocks since the cavemen days. How is this a mystery?
Scientists wanted to place the rock into a museum to preserve it for future generations, and to get a better look at it. The Dion Rock now lives in a small museum in Dion Rock State Park in Berkeley, Massachusetts, and experts are still desperately trying to figure out the source of the drawings. Are these really alien sketchings left behind?
No, but Becca, what I'm saying
or
is
are
it
these
could
from
just be
an old
anyone.
human civilization?
It just could be anyone.
Number 3.
Could have been anyone.
In 1973, a bizarre conspiracy theory popped up that would bring into question everything we know about our world and the galaxy around it. This theory puts forward the idea that a Black Knight satellite, an extraterrestrial craft, has been orbiting the Earth for 13,000 years.
I think I've seen this.
In 1998, NASA captured a strange object orbiting the Earth, which only added fuel to the fire of this theory. Those who believe in the Black Knight satellite's existence also note that the late and great Nikola Tesla picked up strange radio transmissions in his laboratory. In 1889, Tesla received these radio transmissions while he was conducting an experiment into radio signals from the universe. And while he wasn't expecting to find much, he came across a gold mine. According to sources, Tesla expressed these radio waves into code, stating that they most likely came from highly intelligent beings on Mars. But others think that these waves were actually aliens making contact with Earth. To add to the theory that there's a dark, mysterious object orbiting the Earth, in February of 1960, the US Navy saw something strange on their radars. They described it as a dark, tumbling object. The Pentagon refuted this, stating that it was simply a satellite, but believers in the Black Knight satellite are convinced that the US government is trying to cover up its existence. Countless other sightings of mysterious debris have been made over the years.
Well, I'm not too sure if it's like aliens watching over his chat, because there's astronauts in space right now. So you're telling me they're floating around in the atmosphere and then they're going to pass this and they look out the window and then aliens look out the window and they look at each other and like, oh, hi. You know what I'm saying? Like they're passing each other if they're both floating up there. You know what I mean?
With NASA stating that they are remnants of satellites that no longer function, or space debris, but some people aren't convinced. Are NASA and the government using extraterrestrial technology to spy on the people of Earth? NASA has confirmed several times that the black mass spotted in 1998 was nothing more than a loose thermal tether that later burned up in the atmosphere after escaping again. But that hasn't stopped people believing that something more sinister is happening just above the atmosphere. Number 2.
Chat.
The Fistus Disc has remained one of the greatest historical mysteries until now. The disc was first discovered in 1908 in Greece, and its discovery rocked the scientific and historical worlds. The clay disc is only around 15 centimeters in diameter, but the small disc packs an impressive punch with mysterious symbols stamped around the sides. When the disc was first discovered, experts rushed to decode the disc, but quickly realized that the language and pictures were indecipherable.
Nah. I speak this language. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Oh, okay. That's all. Or you go to hell and die.
All they could discern was that the disc was over 4,000 years old and dated back to 1700 BC, to the time of a Minoan civilization. With over 45 distinct pictures that had never been seen before, experts were extremely excited by this find, and what secrets it may reveal about the ancient Minoan civilization. The disc was examined by
I'm thinking the same thing, Evil. I keep looking at it thinking it's an Oreo. or like just some type of like cream biscuit. I just want to buy it. I want to buy it, bro.
A reveal about the ancient Minoan civilization. The disc was examined by archaeologists who determined that it was a genuine artifact and not an attempt to get money and fame.
Okay.
But no matter how hard people worked, they couldn't figure out what the disc said or what its relevance was. The symbols and pictures had been pressed into the soft clay, which was then fired to seal them in.
Well, how is it so hard, bro? This is a K. This is a shield. This is a Y. So this is koi. Koi. A weird foot. Pizza. And that's a brass knuckles. So koi, foot, pizza, knuckle. Torch greater than pizza. Okay. So koi, foot, pizza, knuckle, torch greater than pizza. Okay, so whatever koi is, oh, this pretty much means koi will fight anyone to the death, gladiator style, for pizza. So koi really likes pizza. Hey, it's not that hard, bro. It's not that hard. Not that hard.
Giving historians a good idea of how Minoans worked and
I'll
operated.
decipher it.
Still, even with this information, experts struggled to decipher the disc. That was until Dr. Gareth Owens of the Technical University of Crete stepped in. According to Dr. Owens, he had been studying the disc since the 1990s, after moving to the island of Crete. Dr. Owens devoted his life and academic career to cracking the code of the Fistus Disc.
Chat, how do people get paid for doing stuff like this? Like, your whole entire life is looking at this disc. Well, the disc ain't gonna pay you. You know what I'm saying? So how does he make money, bro? Like, for example, if I'm like, okay, from now on, chat, I want to study and learn about my wall, okay? How do I go about that? Does the wall pay me? Is it taxes? Grants and sponsors. So, chat, will you sponsor me to learn about my wall? Will you? How many PhDs do I hold? I actually hold 29. No? You guys weren't... Okay, you guys are just weird.
And that finally paid off over 25 years after he had begun his research.
Damn,
In conjunction
years.
with Professor John Coleman from the University of Oxford, the two set about comparing the symbols on the disc to other languages. After years of research, Dr. Owens was proud to announce that he'd solved one of history's greatest mysteries, and reported that he had deciphered 99% of the Fistus Disc. Dr. Owens told the Greek media that the Fistus Disc contained passages about a pregnant goddess, revealing ancient religious texts and scriptures. Number 1.
So he didn't unlock, like, eternity to life then. He just learned a story about a goddess that was pregnant. 25 years. And he didn't unlock any superpowers. I would be pissed off, bro. If I spent 25 years looking at a coin and it didn't give me any sort of powers after I unlocked it, I would be fuming, mate. I would be fuming.
1895, the MV Joyita and her crew set sail from Western Samoa, never to return again. The crew on board had no idea that this trip would be their last, and for the past 67 years, experts have desperately been trying to piece together one of the darkest historical mysteries. On October 3rd, 1955, the MV Joyita left Western Samoa, headed for the Tokelau Islands, some 290 miles away. The boat carried medical supplies, food, water, and empty oil drums, along with 16 members of the crew and 9 passengers. One of the passengers, Alfred Dennis Parsons, was a doctor who comforted everyone on board, knowing that should any medical incident arise, they were in good hands.
Okay.
But 2 days later, something bizarre happened. When the MV Joyita failed to arrive and dock up as expected, the alarm was raised. The journey should have taken 2 days at most, and when the third day came and went and there was no sign of the ship, people knew that something was very wrong. Search and rescue teams set off into the Pacific Ocean, looking for any sign of the MV Joyita. At first, search crews found no sign of the boat. It wasn't until they ventured over 1,000 miles off course that they found the boat, on its side, with broken windows and in a state of disrepair. The contents of the ship painted a grim picture. Used bandages were found on board, suggesting that at least 2 people had been injured during the short trip. The search and rescue crew who entered the boat also found that the lights were on and the radio was tuned to 2882 kilohertz, the international distress signal. The 3 lifeboats were missing and there was no sign of the crew of the MV Joyita or its passengers. A further search of the seas showed no signs of passengers, and no matter how hard search and rescue teams looked, no one on board the MV Joyita was ever found. Even to this day, experts are still searching for answers to what happened aboard the MV Joyita and what happened to its crew. How did the ship veer 1,000 miles off course? And where were the crew and its passengers?
Wait, but if they took the lifeboats, yeah, maybe they wanted to fake their deaths, escape the country. I don't know. Maybe they got crazy wives back at home they want to get rid of. I don't know, bro. There could be many reasons. Many reasons.
One theory is that pirates boarded the ship and forced everyone onto lifeboats,
that makes
but there's
sense.
no evidence to prove any of these theories.
Or that, yeah, pirates could have got onto the ship and took the lifeboats. That makes more sense.